All right. Welcome to the Marshfield Zoning Board of Appeals, Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. This is a hybrid meeting, so if you're dialing in on a phone, please use *6 to mute and unmute yourself. We're being taped by MCTV, just so everyone knows. And we don't have to do a roll call because everyone is here. So we're going to start with 2362, Jill Daly. Come on up. The petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to raise the existing structure and construct a new 36-foot by 44-foot, 2.5-story dwelling with an 8-foot deep wraparound porch on 3 sides on the property located at 15 Reed Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel N070706 and is located in the R3 zoning district.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, my name is Paul Marabito from Ross Engineering Company, representing the applicant, Jill Daly, who is seated at the rear of the room. And also with her is the project architect, Julie Johnson. The applicant owns an existing dwelling at number 15 Reed Street, and the proposal is to raise the existing dwelling and construct a proposed dwelling. On the site plan, I show the existing conditions as well as the proposed conditions. As far as setbacks, the front yard setback will be at 15.1 feet, where the required is 15. The right side yard will be 32.2 feet. The requirement is 15 feet. On the left side, we're going to maintain the existing non-conforming setback of 11.4 feet. And the rear yard will be 42.8 feet, where 30 feet is required. There, to the right side of the dwelling, there's an existing driveway, which also serves as access to the existing garage on the locus, as well as the existing structure on the abutting property to the right, which is owned by their father, John Daly. We believe that the proposed work is not a detriment to the neighborhood, as it's going to be consistent with the uses in the neighborhood, which is residential. I did fill out Form C, which is the requested findings of fact of special permit. If you'd like me to go through those, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
It's a fairly straightforward. It explains why we believe that the proposed use and the raise and rebuild will be consistent with the intent of the zoning bylaw.
Andrew, you have notes in here that indicate you think that something got swapped around or
With the open space.
with the open space?
Oh, yeah, I just, and maybe Paul can do that. It was, with the minimum open space area, the existing is 42.2, but proposed is 51, but the building area is getting bigger, so I didn't know if maybe those two numbers were swapped or something.
We are increasing the size of the house by about 8 feet in width and about 10.
But I believe Andrew's question is, is those numbers swapped or are they correct?
No, those are correct.
They are correct?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's my question is, how did the open space increase when the building area increased?
So he's asking, you increased the building area, so then how did the open space increase as well?
Well, the open space is a percentage of the entire lot. The proposed building isn't that much larger than the existing building. The existing building has a porch wrapped around all 4 sides of the house, and we're basically going to enclose that porch with a portion of the dwelling. And there's a proposed covered porch on 3 sides of the house as well as to the.
I guess Andrew's question is, it looks like you've increased somehow the
The open space, we did.
Yeah, the open space, but you've increased the footprint.
Yes.
So he's wondering if you have those numbers reversed.
Yeah, the numbers are correct? Those were
The numbers are
calculated?
correct.
Yes.
I guess I don't understand how it's possible to increase the size of the building and not decrease the amount of open space. Is it just that it was confusing?
Because it's covering the porches where the porches.
Now, I understand your question. What I'm saying is that when we did the calculations, we came up with an increase in the open space. There's an increase of about 9%.
I just, no, I don't think there is. Like, it's actually supposed to decrease when you increase the building area, the open space is supposed to decrease because those new expanded porches are basically covering the open space.
This is reversed. It's reversed.
Yeah, that's all.
So you just think the numbers are
And the
reversed?
numbers are
I think it just
reversed.
got filled in.
Reverse, that's all.
All right,
I just wanted clarification on that.
thank you, Andrew. Do we have any other questions from the board?
No, I'll say.
Anything else from the audience? You have anything else to add, Andrew?
No, this thing's ready to go.
Okay, thank you. So I make a motion that we close 2362 Jill Daly, Reed Street, 15 Reed Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye. Robert Hensey, aye.
Ryan Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
And I move that the board vote to grant the petitioner's request for a special permit, subject to the conditions. This project will require a building permit, a certified as-built, and a certificate of occupancy
Okay.
to raise the existing structure and construct a new 36-foot by 44-foot, 2.5-story dwelling with an 8-foot deep wraparound porch on 3 sides on the property located at 15 Reed Street as shown on the architectural plans, 3 pages, by Custom Home Designs of Marshfield, Mass, dated 3/20/23, and site plan for 15 Reed Street in Marshfield, Mass, dated April 17, 2023. Since the proposed work shown on the plans and described in the filings meets the criteria set forth in 305-1012 of the zoning bylaw. Do I have a second?
Second.
Brian, I have a question.
Yep.
Demolition permit also?
Yes, in the demolition permit, add to the conditions.
They've all been applied for already too.
Okay, thank you. Heidi, second, all in favor?
Larry Keane, aye. Robert Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Okay,
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Good luck.
That's,
Oh, is anyone here for Health Circle?
I spoke with them earlier, Brian. I told them what you were planning and why,
Okay,
and they were fine with it.
I just didn't want to leave anyone sitting in the room. All right,
But is there anyone in the audience for them?
good luck.
And Michael is here. We can ask Mike to get on mute.
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm just making sure that we're postponing to next week. I'm fine with that, if you guys are short.
yeah, so I just didn't want to leave people sitting here if they were here for that. So we'll go on to 2363 Julio A. Ferreira. Come on up. Petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to replace the existing shed with a 10-foot by 16-foot shed on the property located at 158 Meadowview Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel K12-0204 and is located in the R3 zoning district. Go ahead.
That's correct.
Name and address for the record.
158 Meadowview Street.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I just want to replace the shed I have. Usually it's about an 8x8, and it's falling apart, and I would like to get a little bigger one. And I'll leave, like I said, I'm asking for a special permit because I want to leave at least 5 feet away from my house where the shed's going to come. It'll be a space enough for walk through. And it'll be about 5 feet from my neighbor, and I think it's about 10 or 15 feet from the street, because this is the back of the house, which is a dead-end street. And I'm looking for like a 10 wide by 16 long. So it'll be and I replace the shed. It's gonna be 4 feet out on each end, that makes it 16 feet. So it's
Okay.
gonna be replaced. And I would like to, is it possible to put a cement, what do you call it, slate or on the ground? Is that possible?
Slab, yeah, we can
Or can I use?
work that all out with Andrew,
Or I
whatever.
can use the tubes
Yeah,
to support it.
he'll let you know what materials you can use to do that, so. Is that all you have, or?
It's very simple, it's only a shed, you know?
It's a shed,
If
I
I'm
understand.
filling a 3-decker, I'll get an engineer.
Anything from the audience on this? Board? We see your notes, Andrew. Do you have anything to add other than you want the location, I'm assuming, on the property when they apply for the permit?
What'd you say?
I'm talking to the building inspector.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't.
We, yeah, I mean, this really doesn't show us what is happening with the shed, so I didn't really have any comments for this because I don't really know, it really wasn't detailed that much on here. I think Bob felt the same way.
Okay.
We should have to bring something to him.
So we should have a plan from a land surveyor done.
I had the whole property surveyed
But
before.
he needs to see the existing shed and then the new shed on the plan.
So this is.
You don't have the new
existing, right?
shed.
He's not putting any- his
Yeah.
own-
The old shed's still in the plan.
Right, but Andrew has to see a plan showing the new shed on it when you get your building permit.
I didn't know I need to
Is it
draw
going in the same spot?
Excuse me?
Is it going in the same area?
Yes, he's gonna replace it, take the old one out and just put the new one, 4 feet forward and 4 feet back.
But it's
That's it.
bigger than the existing,
So
so
it's
he
bigger.
has,
Yeah, by 4 feet
Andrew
each
has
end.
to see,
But the 10 feet is only
And
the,
if I guess when you say 4 feet over and 4 feet back, I don't know which direction it's going. Is it?
It's 16 feet.
As far as over or back?
so Andrew's gonna need a set of plans that show what's proposed, and then when you finish it, an as-built, correct?
gotta wait till next year
So,
probably.
I just, Brian, what we usually do for sheds is we take the existing plot plan, and if they want to, they usually draw on here where the outline of the new shed would be. That way, you guys can allow, if it needs a variance for something, or a special permit or something, we can identify that, but it would just, I don't know where the shed is, he said 4 feet this way, whatever, I don't know which direction that's going. I don't know where
Well,
it is.
it can only go further in, it's going further into the yard, towards the house.
Well, he said this is the property line here. My house here, the shed's here, it's square, so I'm gonna put 4 feet this way and 4 feet this way. And it's gonna be 10 feet, so it'll be a foot over on each end. And I wanna leave 5 feet away from the main
The
house.
rear line,
So I can have a passway through there.
okay.
And I'm having Reed, build it, the company.
It's not even like scaled or marked or anything.
Is this a variance request or a?
It's gonna
It's
be.
a special
It
permit.
says a special permit.
Yeah, because it's a small lot, it's only 5,000 square feet, it's not much.
If he builds it away from the property line, does that keep it a special permit, or does that
Yeah.
still turn into a variance?
It's a dead-end street, and there's no traffic really, and,
He has to
Plenty
stay
of room.
in that footprint.
if I went
in order to
straight,
come
if I
forward.
went from my house,
But even if you came to Meadowview, it's still gonna be it'll be
it's gonna be on
too close to the property line.
Baker, it's gonna be on Baker Street,
That's
on
the
the
property.
other side of the house.
Yeah, but he has.
Two streets.
But I'm saying if you
In that
even if
shape,
you come
yeah.
4 feet,
Right,
it
so
could
he
say
can only
exactly how it
go,
is.
he can only
You can
go,
go forward.
so Andrew, he could only go 4 feet, as you're looking at it from Meadowview, 4 feet to the left and 4 feet forward, or he could only
Yeah.
move to the left and forward, correct?
Generally, what we allow with a special permit is to just maintain the existing setbacks. So right now, we've got this setback, right? That's the setback to the house. So if he wants to get any closer than that line to the house, it needs a variance.
That's a
because
variance.
It's currently non-conforming. If he wants to get any closer to the rear line,
He can't do that. That's a variance.
I mean, that's what, unless I'm wrong on that, unless it's a special permit to increase the nonconformity,
That's what it is, it's an unconforming property anyway.
He's- he
Yeah,
can't
you understand what
because he'll
Andrew's
be
saying,
coming
what
closer
Andrew's
to the
saying,
house.
that if you build the shed
to the
in the
variance.
exact same
Can't go-
footprint.
Andrew, is there also like a fire
10
code?
feet.
How close
Yeah.
it would be to the building?
I don't know,
5
it's
feet?
not to scale.
I don't know.
Well, so I think, Andrew, I mean, would you agree we're gonna need a plan with,
this is what Bob and I
No,
wanted,
that-
was just the
That thing is
new
not set to
location
exact.
yeah, because we're gonna need this,
location
but we're gonna, yeah,
from existing map.
we're gonna need that in order to determine what we have in front of us.
So should we continue it so he can have
Yeah.
a conversation with you and kind of get a game plan?
I think that would be best. I think that's kind of what Bob and I were getting at, is we don't really have a plan that we can make a decision off of because we don't have anything that's proposed. This plan just shows existing conditions. So even if you just sketch on where the thing is and we draw, like, we can scale it, because we obviously have a scaled thing, we can scale it and determine that you're not getting any closer to the setbacks. We can figure out exactly the location and put it on a plan, but this plan doesn't really show anything being proposed, it just shows existing conditions.
All right, so we'll continue the meeting. Nancy, what's the next meeting?
September 12th.
We'll continue this till September 12th. And then you can meet with Andrew and go over it,
Do you
so.
understand what they're talking about?
I want something, drawing to the exact measurements.
You're correct, it's pre-existing non-conforming. If you would put the shed exactly where it is, the exact same footprint, it'd be a special permit, you'd be all set. But what you're showing here is not any new construction, what you're doing there. What Andrew's trying to point out is you can't increase any non-conformity, you can't get closer to your house or to a lot line. That's where the surveyor comes in, and you have to, that's what they're getting at.
So basically, we'll continue the meeting. You can set up a meeting with Andrew, and you can draw on there, show him where it's going to be, and then scale it. And if it triggers a variance, then there's another set of rules we have to go by.
Okay.
But if you meet
But
with
I'm
Andrew,
willing to meet with Julio and go over, where we can get it into a location to where he either does not need any TDA approval, or he just needs a special permit.
you just meet with Andrew, I think he'll walk you right through it, explain to you exactly what the process is.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so
So
we're
if
gonna,
we get the sheds, do I get to put a cement?
well, you can go
base
over all that with Andrew.
or the-
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not our department.
It's not our
or
thing.
the- or put tube supports?
When you meet with Andrew, he'll explain.
He'll go over everything with you.
He'll help you figure out every step that you need to make and how to do it the easiest.
I know I had the house built not too long ago too, it had to be done completely.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion that we continue 2363 158 Meadowview Street to September 12th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensley, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
All right.
So just
thank you.
call the office tomorrow. And just have an
Go
appointment.
see Andrew.
Thank you.
So 2364 464 School Street.
Good evening. My friend here, she doesn't speak English that well, so she brought me to understand the meeting a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Malia.
Okay.
Hello.
It's my friend Solange, and this is a local.
Perfect.
So we have
Sorry.
Solange DeFaria.
Yes,
The petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to enclose the existing porch and create a 20-foot 4-inch by 19-foot 5-inch family room on the property located at 464 School Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel C10-0402, and is located in the R1 zoning district. Go ahead.
So what she said to me is the wood on the previous porch was rotted and had a lot of termites and was falling apart. And so she would like to replace the existing porch. There was an existing porch there and enclose the porch. Okay? And she thought she didn't didn't need a permit to enclose the existing porch, so she got a letter for the violation. And she just framed the existing porch that was already zoned on that area. So she would like just a heated porch and get rid of the rotted siding and wood that was there. And initially, she did not want a family room, but she ended up tearing the wall because to have a little bit more room. So they told her to get a family room permit because it became, in your opinion or zoning opinion, that it's a family room instead of a enclosed porch, heated porch.
So Andrew, since you did the visit for this, is it, you'd like to see us, they need a special, I see what you got here for your notes. Special permit and permit from you. You may have to investigate some of the stuff that was built and closed in. Certificate of occupancy and an as-built and an electric permit. Is there anything else you'd like to describe to us, Andrew?
No, I think that's pretty straightforward. I've met with, you know, a representative for them that's friends with them, a police officer for town, to kind of go over all this stuff with him. And I believe he explains that to them, and that's why they're here to the ZBA, because this is kind of the first step that would have happened, you know, when they first applied for the permit, is we would have recommended them to the ZBA, but we kind of never got that far in the process. So, and then we discovered that the work had already been done and completed, and that's when the notice of violation came on. So we've just, we have to get through the ZBA
Eles têm
aspect
que
of
fazer
it.
o ZDA, ZDA é inspeção elétrica, inspeção.
Then we can issue the building permit, and then we will do some inspections, hopefully.
Ele vai fazer
we don't have to
inspeções.
do any kind of wall removal or
E vai
anything
ter que
like that
ver se vai ter que tirar
determine
alguma,
things, but it
alguma
may be possible
parede
that
ou
we
botar
have
parede.
to, access a couple of concealed spaces in order to verify compliance.
Okay.
Vai ter que verificar, fazer um monte de inspeção, por favor, antes de dar qualquer permit para você.
So do we have any
Parte
questions
elétrica,
from the
parte
board?
de pegar fogo, essas
I mean, this is
coisas,
kind of
entendeu?
a tricky one because it's already there, so,
It looks pretty
Yeah.
straightforward, like they had the roof to enclose the area.
yeah.
So, and I think Andrew just has to give, you know, Andrew has to do his inspections and,
It's something that we would have approved
right.
easily.
Pre-existing,
Yeah.
in his notes. it
So is
says
this what they
pre-existing.
applied for in a building permit, is what they did? That
Well,
they
they
actually
need,
did, or they did a little
they
more?
applied, but they never
Conversando,
finished.
se a gente fechar
They're-
o negócio
Were these the plans
Por
that
que
they
eles queriam
submitted?
fechar o
You know?
prédio?
I don't know.
Andrew, are these the plans that were submitted with the building permit when they applied for it?
The plant, you mean?
No, we're asking the
Just ask me,
building.
just asking.
Oh, okay.
Are you the contractor that's gonna be working with them now?
That was the issue, I think that was kind of what we were waiting for. We never got any plans, at the onset of this, and then the first thing that was uploaded is the notice of violation. And then after that is when, in May of this year, is when we started to get the actual, information. We got the plot plan, that's when we determined that they needed to go to ZBA.
Oh, so they just triggered it by just applying for it, but nothing was submitted?
Ela faz desenhos.
They applied back in
Ela é específica,
October
ela é
of
contrato.
2022, and we
She's on
had
license
attempted to communicate with them a number of times over several months, and then let them know that it was about to expire. We never got any kind of
Os desenhos que ela
response back.
fez.
I found out that the work was completed, and that's just kind of where it went from there. I think it was just, you know, miscommunication. It's nothing serious. It's one of these special permits that the ZBA considers a no-brainer kind of permit.
Excuse me, she's saying that the contractor, she's a licensed contractor, that she wrote this, like, this plan for her.
Yeah.
You know, but
Do we
she
understand
never got a
that?
permit.
He was explaining that to us, the building
Yes, she
inspector.
never got a permit. There's no, the
Right.
mistake she made.
He's
you know?
explained that to us.
Yes.
Okay.
That happens.
All right, so do we have any other questions from the board?
No, I'm pretty good with this.
Anything from the audience?
Get you going.
Anything else to add, Andrew?
Nope, as soon as this is done, we can issue the permit and do the inspections, and they can close it all out and be complete.
Okay.
Vai fazer essas pessoas. Onde será? Eu não sei. Deixa eu estar lá.
Shed.
All right, so I'll make a motion that we close 464 School Street.
Second.
Is there a shed? Let's go with the shed.
Oh, is there a shed on this too?
Do you have a shed too?
What page are you on? Oh, no, you're on-
Não, there's no shed
I
there.
didn't see one on the
Same
front.
one.
Não fizeram nada no shed.
No, I was, it's wrong.
It's wrong, okay.
I flipped through it like 10 times there.
Okay, I'm like, sorry.
All right. So I move that we close 2364, 464 School Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi, call me aye.
Relação hoje.
And I'll move that the board vote to grant the petitioner's request for a special permit, subject to the conditions.
Vai dar permit disso.
This project will require a building permit, an electrical permit, and may involve exposing some walls for inspection to verify compliance.
Inspecionar
Will also require a certified as-built and a
Vai ter
certificate of
uma pessoa
occupancy.
certificada que pode fazer construção.
That's it, yeah. To enclose the porch to create a 20-foot, 4-foot by 19-foot, 5-foot family room on the property located 464 School Street, as shown on an as-built
Onde você
sanitary site plan by Webby Engineering Associates Incorporated dated August 18th, 2009. John Varaca, PLS, and in a set of elevation plans by RB Designers, 4 pages, no closer to the lot lines and to be confirmed with a surveyed plan. Since the proposed work shown on the plans and described in the filings meets the criteria set forth in section 305-1012 of the zoning bylaw. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi, call me aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is she going to have get a letter for this next step, or?
You'll deal with Nancy and Andrew.
Oh, I'll run down the hallway while you.
Com a Nancy e com o Andrew agora, tá?
Thank you. That, for the record, I'll explain.
Ok, thank you.
It's so funny.
So,
Okay, so that's, yes, continue. Information from the planning and everybody else.
which one?
Is it printed, their notes, the planning of them?
No, I don't see it in here. All right, so 2365 John Connors.
Yep.
Petitioner is seeking a variance in accordance with 305-1011 of the Marshfield Municipal Code for relief from 305-704, signs permitted in any B district to install channel letters on each end of the building, one set measuring 46.25 inches and 101.25 inches, 32 and a half square feet, and one set measuring 31.8 inches and 144.5 inches, 31.9 square feet, on the property located at 497 Plain Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel E100118C, located in the B2 zoning district. Go ahead, name and address for the record.
John Connors, 115 Armstrong Ave in Methuen, Massachusetts, 01844.
Go ahead.
Seeking to to put channel letter signs on the building for identification. The front of the building does not really lend itself to putting up a wall sign of any size that's going to be recognizable. The area on the front of the building that previously had the Marshfield tire sign did not lend itself to quick visibility, and it was a non-illuminated sign, I believe. They want to put a set of channel letters on each end of the building to give you more notice of approach to the driveway coming from each direction rather than the front of the building. Originally, when I looked at this, there were two huge trees right in front of that sign and where the previous sign was. They've since been removed. I drove down Route 139 several times looking at the front of the building, or trying to as you approach it. Coming from the right side, the neighboring lot has trees all the way along the front and a large tree on the end of their property that kind of blocks the view of the end of the building. On the left side, the visibility is decent, but a sign on the front of the building would be probably not quick to recognize before the driveway. We did put in a freestanding sign on the driveway that we got a permit for by right. But VIP, with their typical branding and the way they label their other stores, they wanted to see if we could get it on each end to make it faster recognition. I don't believe that the signs are going to hurt the imagery of the road. You've still got a lot of greenery on both sides, and we're not taking away from that. The sign on the right, I had a lot of difficulty tonight recognizing where that, they have temporary banners on the building right now, and I had a lot of trouble recognizing and reading the banners from the road as I approached. The speed on that road's 45 miles an hour, and I would say you have about 3 seconds to recognize the branding. And the more visibility we have, the better off we are to properly motivate the motorists to be able to recognize where the driveway is. So that's what I'm thinking. There is only a driveway at one end of the property.
This is the old Marshfield tire.
I'm sorry?
There for like 30 years, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't hear you.
I just want to make sure it's Marshfield tire, the old Marshfield tire.
Yes,
It's been there for like
Yes, it
30
is.
years, that people are very well aware that it's
right.
what it is and what it's
Yeah.
been. Okay.
Is that everything?
If you have any questions that I could answer for you.
I don't have any. Is there anyone from the audience that wants to add to this? Andrew, do you have anything to add, other than your comments?
Nope.
Tony, you have anything?
No.
Okay. All right, nothing else from the board?
I went by, the sign out in the street looks great, the sign you put up.
I agree.
Very good. You took the Marshfield tire off the front door, correct? So that's
Yes.
down. So they would have the ability of putting a sign on one end or the center, correct, on the front of the building? Yeah. So leaving town, you have excellent visibility leaving
I
town.
agree, leaving town.
Coming into town, the trees on the car wash
The
side.
trees do, the trees do block most of your visibility still.
Yeah.
But anything on that end of the building would give you more notice to be able to
Yep.
to know you're approaching it.
But he
And that's
would
what I
be
was
within his
looking
rights to
for.
put a sign on his building within dimension, correct? On
With
his
the,
building.
as long as he follows the sign bylaw.
Yeah, the sign bylaw, so you can
One sign.
get
One
one
sign.
sign on the building.
You could have one sign, yes. Like I say, they were hoping to get one on each end just to
Yep.
increase their visibility.
Sure.
Like I say, I agree with you that on the end of the building, on the left end of the building, as you're approaching, the visibility's good.
Yep.
But I do think that, like I say, it's their customary branding to have the signs,
Yep.
and then it's just limiting it to being put on the front of the building makes it difficult.
Sure. Well, we just recently went through this with McDonald's in Marshfield Center.
I read that.
Their branding was pretty much the same, that they have their profile that they want to go.
Okay.
Just like VIP obviously does also.
Well, if we can get one set of letters on the right side of the building, I would say that's probably our best shot.
Yep.
But if I can't have both, that's what I would shoot for.
But that would be within his rights, within the dimension, correct, on the building attached?
Yeah, as long as he's
Once
following
bylaw.
sign bylaw.
Yeah.
So you would be opposed to putting them on both ends?
Myself personally, I mean, I want Marshfield looking.
I understand you want to reduce sign clutter,
Yeah.
but-
Want it looking good. Your building looks good. The sign out front looks.
Right.
Looks very good. I think you get a lot of visibility out of that.
right,
And it looks good. And, we just setting up after Marshall Tire, I'm sure the building's only gonna get better looking as it goes, and that'll increase your visibility in itself.
right.
So, John, I'm just going to let you know that we only have 4 voting members here. You need 4 votes for this. If you
Yeah.
would like to continue to when we have 5 members, that's your choice.
I understand that, but I'd like to be able to walk out of here with some kind of decision tonight
Okay?
that we can agree on. So if I could get one set of letters on the right end of the building.
I understand what you're looking for, but I'm just letting you know that are you okay with us voting with only 4 members?
Yes,
So, Tony, is that fine as long as he's okay with us voting with 4 members?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I'll make a motion that we close 2365 John Connors, 497 Plain Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Maybe go in.
Does anyone have anything for discussion on this?
Me personally, I think with the sign out front, the building looks good, the sign out front gives you a lot of visibility within the bylaw
Yep.
restrictions. I think you're gonna be able
Two
to
signs,
accomplish what you're looking for.
right.
As far as 2 signs on either end,
I get that.
it's a little much for myself. But I think the existing bylaws will give you what you're looking for.
Right. So if I could put the set on the right side of the building and not the second set, that's what you're saying, right?
That's, you would need to go through the permitting process with.
Naturally.
On bylaw.
Naturally.
But as far as 2 signs, I'm not.
All right. So we closed the meeting, and now I'm going to make a motion, unless anyone wants to speak in favor, against, or whatever. So
Ask the audience?
I asked you, but the meeting's closed. I mean, the thing's closed. Okay, I'm going to move that the board vote to deny the petitioner's request for a variance to install channel letters on each end of the existing buildings. What was it? Did someone say something?
Go ahead, unmute him.
What are we talking about?
He muted him.
What is
He
that?
muted them.
Oh, all right. Again, so I move that the board vote to deny the petitioner's request for a variance to install channel letters on each end of the existing buildings, one set measuring 46.25 inches by 101.25 inches, 32.5 square feet, and one set measuring 31.8 by 144.5 inches, measuring 31.9 square feet. On the property located at 497 Plain Street, as shown on sign plans by Bailey Sign dated 3/23/23, showing new standing sign, 2-side on building signs, and logo signs for the doors. Since the proposed work shown on the plans and described in the filings does not meet the criteria set forth in section 305-1012 of the zoning bylaw. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye. I thought I said 10, 11.
You said 10, 12, so I'm just.
All
sure.
right, so Heidi said I said 305, 10, 12. It's 305, 10, 11. Vote again, Larry.
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
I declare we aye.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I'm having trouble hearing you guys.
But we voted to deny you.
Okay. So
So you-
now, where you said I'm allowed one sign on the, if I apply for the one sign on the end of the building,
If you apply for what the bylaw allows, you can, have
well,
whatever
but that's on the front of the
sign you
building
want.
only, right? Facing the main
You can
road?
apply for what the bylaw allows, and if you have, you can ask Andrew, he can walk you through all of that,
Okay.
okay?
Good enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so 2353A, Stephen Bjorklund, the petitioner, is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-902C and 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to raise the existing structure and construct new 50-foot by 70-foot single-family dwelling in the rear of the property located at 1211 Forest Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel D160234 and is located in the R1 zoning district.
Good evening.
Name and address for the record.
Steve Bjorklund, 861 Main Street in Norwell, Mass.
Thank you. Go ahead.
If you remember, we were back in before, and I had mistakenly filed for a variance and withdrew that proposal and came back in to request a special permit for the reconstruction of the home as shown on the plan. It doesn't create any new nonconformities or anything like that. The structure that's proposed far exceeds the setback requirements in the building area. We're well within the building area requirements, the maximum. Hopefully, it's pretty much a formality. I'll answer any questions if you have them.
I don't have any. We already went through this, pretty straightforward special permit.
I'm good. Yep.
Heidi?
Yep.
And you're okay with the 4 voters?
I hope so.
Hold on.
That's why I took the straw vote the last time I was in here.
Board of Health, you have questions? What did the Board of Health, do we have that?
There's comments in the file.
If you want a Board of Health issue, there has been a septic system designed in the front location on the property, but with this special permit, we're going to go back and install a new system in the rear of the property. So it will be re-perked and a whole brand-new system.
Any other questions?
Is the existing garage going to stay?
Yes. Right now, the plan is to keep the existing garage. It's relatively new and it's in great shape. I don't see any reason to remove it at this point. It's a nice building. And I have talked to the neighbor on the close side there on the right-hand side, and she has no issue with the garage staying.
All right, so I guess we'll move to close. Any questions from the audience?
Frank Cristofaro, 1248 Forest Street. Stephen actually went up and down the street talking to all the neighbors. We had a lengthy discussion on a Sunday, and he was pretty upfront exactly what he wants to do. That helps. Now, up that part of Forest Street, a lot of the neighbors have upgraded a lot of the properties down at 1269. They just built a beautiful garage with a mud room. And the only eyesore on that end of the street is this property we're talking to. So I'm definitely in favor of demolishing the house and building a new one in the back.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for doing that. A lot of people don't do that.
Anything else from the board, audience? Nope. Seeing that there's none, I'm going to move that we close 2353A, Steve Bjorklund, 1211 Forest Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
Can anyone read the, can I see a pen from it? Can you
The,
read the plan, Steve, or Andrew, do you know what the plan is entitled?
Plot plan of land in Marshfield, prepared for Movie 15 LLC.
But who's the,
Movie 15 LLC.
and so it's
by
Webby Engineering?
Webby Engineering, June 16th, 2023.
Okay, thanks. All right, so, did I close this? No, I think I'm
I
just.
seconded it, but we
Yeah.
stopped.
Second, so all in favor for closing?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
All right, now I'll move that the board vote to grant the petitioner's request for a special permit, subject to
This is right here, demolition permit, building permit.
I see those, okay. This project will require a demolition permit, a building permit, a certified as-built, and a certificate of occupancy. The work must conform to the performance and design standards of the WRPD 305-1303F of the Marshfield zoning bylaw. So, special permit in accordance with 305-902C and 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to raise the existing structure and construct a new 50-foot by 70-foot single-family dwelling in the rear of the property located at 1211 Forest Street, as shown on a plan entitled Webby Engineering, June 16th, 2023. Since the proposed work shown on the plans and described in the filings meets the criteria set forth in section 305-1012 of the zoning bylaw. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right, so now we have Health Circle, 2366 Health Circle Incorporated, 120 Enterprise Drive. Petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-1010 and 305-1206 of the site plan approval in accordance with 305-1202 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to develop and operate a recreational marijuana retail establishment on the property located at 120 Enterprise Drive, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcels D090113B and is located in the I-1 zoning district. That's it, I just have to open it. And when are we gonna continue?
September 12th is the next meeting.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we continue this to September 12th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Thank you. So Michael Sullivan, 2367. The petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code to construct a 24-foot by 24-foot attached two-car garage with living space above the 7-foot by 24-foot breezeway attached to the existing dwelling on the property located at 117 Meadowview Street, which is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel K110152, is located in the R3 zoning district. Go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to request, a 24 by 24 two-car garage with a 7 by 24 breezeway with a living space above it and a full basement, unfinished, of course, with a walkout. I haven't decided a walkout or a bulkhead yet. I think the walkout would be a lot more accessible for getting storage in and out of the basement. And we're going to be using precast planks for the garage floor with wire on top of them and a finished concrete floor.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I'm good.
Andrew, other than obviously what you put in here, do you have anything else? I see you have the new energy code in there. I don't know
Yeah,
if,
my biggest, that's probably the biggest thing is that a lot of these additions and things are triggering the new energy code. So I would just encourage the applicant or contractor or homeowner, whoever is in charge of the project, to come in and meet with me just to go over those requirements so that we can just clarify it all before permits start getting applied for and whatnot.
Absolutely.
all right? Any questions from the audience?
I'm Dorman Clark. I want to give you some. This is some information I have. I don't know if people are aware, but I know I contacted the town.
Can I just interrupt 1 second? What was your name?
Yeah, my name is Dorman Clark.
Dorman
I live
Clark.
at 75 Field Street, which is adjacent, behind his property.
Thank you.
We're butters. Mike and I are pretty good neighbors to each other, so I have no problem with the building there. But I do want to make sure that you're aware of that there's a easement from my property through his property. Okay, and the first document that I have on there is the actual deed, which has easements.
Is what he's doing blocking your easement?
If you look at the plan, again, like I said, I have no problem with this per se. But if you look at the plan where the addition's going to go, it comes right at the 15-foot level where the easement is. Okay, so there's an easement that runs along the side of his property for 15 feet. The corner of his property is right on that area. So I'm just want to make everybody aware that there's an easement there. It's a utility for sewer, and the drawings are there as well, for sewer and for gas. I had the gas company come out and I looked at where the line is. They'll obviously have to dig safe, actually line all that out. But I just wanted, it seemed like nobody in the town seemed to even know that easement existed. So I just want to make everybody aware that there is an easement there. Again, I have no problem with the building, as long as we all are up front that there's an easement there. And the only other issue I have is when I went to look at the gas line with the gas company, there's supposed to be a vent pipe at the top. There's a line comes up, it's supposed to be a vent line, and then it goes into the sewer line. That vent pipe is missing, I think. I couldn't see it from the road, but that vent pipe needs to be reinstalled or put back. Just be aware that that's there.
The vent pipe is there. It's underneath
It
the
is,
tree.
I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't see it from the road, so as long as that's there, that's my only issue, is just to make sure that we're all aware that there's an easement for utilities there. And, you know, the heavy equipment, my only concern. Other than that, Mike's doing a great job.
Also, I was under the assumption, I have a neighbor that lives a couple doors down from me that's been there since the 50s. And once upon a time, I don't know what year it was, there was a line run down along the waterfront, which everybody had to hook into, which I've been told.
The reason that
So I think
was-
his pipe is dead, actually.
The reason that wasn't done, and the town went through and did that, they stopped at Bailey Terrace, I believe it is. Yeah, Bailey Terrace, goes down to the river there. They stopped at that intersection there, because I was already hooked up to sewer. If you look at the paperwork, my ejection pump system was designed prior to his owning the property, and it was done in 1982, no, 84, I'm sorry. It was designed and then installed in 86. Later on, the town came in and connected those dead-end streets down off of Meadowview Street, except for Field Street, because I already had a sewer line connection. That's why I was never connected to it.
I believe it's inside the 15-foot line, but
Yeah.
Now, this plan you gave here with it dotted out.
Yes.
That you drew it out yourself, correct?
Yes, I did.
So that's, you didn't have an engineer or anything?
No, that's
there?
based on the deed lines.
But even by what you're showing here, he's not restricting your easement.
So Tony, as long as he's not building within the easement or blocking the easement, we can move forward with
Yeah,
this, right?
I just want the town to be.
I'm asking the town attorney.
Because I went down to the,
if anything happens to it, it'll get fixed.
Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, it's hard for me to say one way or another because it's not really depicted anywhere, but in theory, yeah, if it's not interfering with the easement, then it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
An easy way to resolve it would be to have, Tom to put the easement on the plot plan, you know, that can solve it all.
Okay.
I said, my only concern, like I said, was with heavy equipment over that area as they dig. Other than that, Mike's doing a great job. So.
All right, thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, Frank Christofaro, I own properties at 36 and 43 Pilgrim Terrace. I have no problem with the garage. It can affect the view of the river from my properties or anything, so I don't have any objection to it.
Thank you. Anything else? All
Real
right.
quick too, is that easement even being used for anything right now?
Yes,
Under my assumption, it's dead.
yes. It has a gas line, active gas line.
Gas
active
to your
sewer.
property?
Pardon?
Gas to your property?
Yes, on the main street of Meadowview Street.
Okay.
Andrew, do you have anything on the town records that shows this easement?
I
Sometimes
was
you can
just looking
pull
at
it.
the GIS, you know, we have some easements, but, there's nothing listed for right there. I'd have to go into the registry and look up some old, you know,
That's why I
deeds,
did that.
information.
There's so many
Everywhere.
easements around,
I know.
around the town, especially down that direction, you know, but even by what you
Gas
presented the board
company would-
yourself, he's not,
Right? And you call
he's not
Dixie?
interrupting our easement at all.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, okay, I'm good.
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion that we, find where I was. Meadowview. So make a motion to close 2367 Michael Sullivan,
Second.
Meadowview Street. Second from Grover, all in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
And now. Hit again.
Do we note that?
What's that?
Do we note that in the?
No,
conditions?
that's just a part of a plan. I move that the board vote to grant the petition's request for a special permit, subject to the applicant knows all those things. The project will require a building permit, a final as-built, and a certificate of occupancy, and would like to have you, have your professional land surveyor locate the easement on the plan when you submit it.
Now, wouldn't this town sewer and water have that
No,
information?
it'll be, whatever the easement is, your land surveyor can put it right on there with no problem.
Okay.
So, those conditions to construct a 24-foot by 24-foot attached two-car garage with living space above and a 7-foot by 24-foot breezeway attached on the existing dwelling on the property located at 117 Meadowview Street, as shown on the building location plan by Millbrook Survey dated December 19th, 2022, and revised 6/2/22, shown proposed addition by architectural plans, Herzog Architecture dated 5/21/23, 2 pages, since proposed work is shown on the plans and described in the filings meets the criteria set forth in section 305-1012 of the zoning bylaw. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So basically, all you need to do is go get that surveyed,
Yeah, you just deal with Andrew from now, you have,
the building department.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very
We'll walk
much
you
for your
through
time. I appreciate it.
Good luck. All the best.
Good luck.
Looks nice.
Okay, now we have the continued hearings to date. 2345 Brian O'Callahan, 29
Brian, can I just
Malden
jump in?
Ave.
We've
What?
already read that into the record, and he has submitted
Yeah, I'm just gonna
a
say
letter
that
to
he's.
withdraw.
So, yeah. So he is put in a motion to withdraw without prejudice. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Grover Hensey, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
And what is the 2359 Eric Grubbs Jr.? The petitioner is seeking a special permit in accordance with 305-1012 of the Marshfield Municipal Code and to construct a 12-foot by 12-foot 10 lateral addition on the property located at 1081 Ocean Street and is further identified on the assessor's maps as being on parcel K10 1709 and is located in the R3 zoning district. And I already read that in, right?
That's all right.
All right. Go ahead.
How's it going? I'm Eric Grubbs with 1081 Ocean Street, Marshfield. So I'm looking to do a lateral addition off the back side of my house, just 12-foot by 12-foot 10 single bedroom. I got a new baby on the way. I already have a 2-year-old boy. I'm sure you guys heard him. I'm just running out of space pretty much. Need a new nursery for the baby to come. And yeah, it's really it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, anything from the board here?
No.
Andrew, do you have anything to add?
I've been working with Eric for a very long time to figure out what he needs to do and figure it out and what he could do. And he's been great to work with, and it's a shame we didn't get this taken care of before there was a miscommunication. But it's a pretty straightforward thing. He's increasing the nonconformity to 8.8, but it's going to keep the line of the building and make it architecturally look good. You won't have to have like a weird jog or anything like that. He's gone through conservation. He's gone through floodplain permit. He's had multiple meetings with me, and everything is pretty well set and ready to go.
Okay. Anything from the board here?
I am good.
Audience, anybody from the audience?
All right, seeing that there isn't. Make a motion that we close 2359 Eric Grubbs Jr.,
Second.
1081 Ocean Street. Grover seconded. All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Rohan's, yeah.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Now, I have to craft here, so. What are we doing, a special permit? 1012. I move that the board vote to grant the petitioner's request for a special permit, subject to the conditions. Andrew, what does he need here?
Well, they'll just need a building permit, a final as-built, and a certificate of occupancy.
Thanks. Oh, do you have?
Is that what you
Yeah. All right. Those to construct a 12-foot by 12-foot 10 lateral addition on the property located at 1081 Ocean Street, just further shown on the plans entitled Plans and General Notes by Rivermore Engineering, LLC, Brian Jones, P.E., for owners, 2 pages in plot plan revised June 26, 2023, by Christopher S. Kelly, PLS, since the proposed work shown on the plans and described in the filings meets the criteria set forth in 305-1012 of the zoning bylaw. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Rohan's, yeah.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew.
Is that everything?
The extension on the variance.
Oh, yeah. 2243A, Jamie Robinson, 15 Hutchinson Road. Petitioner requests a 1-year extension until August 23rd, 2024 for her special permit and variance granted at the August 9th, 2022 ZBA meeting due to contractor issues and reduction of size of the project. Tony, since the variances, can we do a year even though they say they only can go 6 months?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up on my end a little bit.
Oh.
I kind of missed what you guys were just talking.
So we have a variance extension that wants to go 1 year. Can we do that even, I think the bylaw has us at 6 months. I remember doing these, but,
Might be Mass General Law.
oh, Mass General.
Did it be-
I know,
before,
with
yeah.
time, people.
Probably illegally, but we're gonna.
Yeah, I would just, give it 6 months and have them come back.
So, okay, so we can extend it for 6 and then she can come back if necessary? So what would that date be? We don't want to run out of
February
time on her.
23rd, roughly.
So hers is good. It was granted on the 9th,
It was stamped on August 23rd, so we just.
August 23rd, so that's,
So of 2022, so if we go 6 months, it'll be September, October, November, December, January, February 23rd, 2024.
so February of 2024?
February 23rd,
So
2024.
I move that we extend this 2243A, Jamie Robertson, 15 Hutchinson Road, to February 23rd, 2024. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Larry Keane, aye.
Rohan's, yeah.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Oh, Heidi Conway, aye.
So the variance can only go there, but we could have done the special permit for a year.
But she still has another year to run on the special permit,
Oh, okay. All
because
right.
that's the 2
But
years.
she can come back in the 6 months and then ask for another 6 months.
Yeah, and also, like I said, Tony or Bob can talk to Nancy on how to make that so it sticks.
Yeah, because
So is that everything?
that's everything.
Because of what, Nancy?
Can we, if you talk to them, can you just encourage them to come meet with me? This isn't a flood zone. I've never talked to the applicant about this project yet.
Oh, really?
This
Is
from a
this
while
the
back.
Hutchinson Road, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
a while
why don't
back.
we recommend that
Last
they,
year, yeah.
yeah, they should come in and see him and get whatever permit they can get, so they can activate the variance.
That was the one really close, right? That was.
Right,
was
just
a
had
big
all the
deal?
additions.
Yeah, it was-
It's a big-
Like-
they've came back a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll include that in the letter.
Decision and a good
Well, that
change.
way Andrew can help them get the permit and they can get going. All right,
You'll do that.
motion,
You'll contact them.
Well,
We don't have any-
About the extension anyways.
we don't have any notes or anything, right?
Nothing new.
Motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye, Myrie Keene. Rob Hensy, aye.
Brian Murphy, aye.
Heidi Conway, aye.
Thank you.